Hey, I'm Nate,
And I'm Jordan.
and today we're going to talk about some of the foundational strategies that HVAC and plumbing companies can do to dominate their market.
So, with all the marketers out there, you're probably wondering why listen to these two guys. Well, first and foremost, Nate and I have over 25 years of combined experience in internet marketing, website development, and relevant branding and brand initiatives. And now that we've been working together for quite a while, we have over 4 years of experience working with HVAC companies and helping them climb the ladder in their relevant industries or local marketplaces. At the end of the day, we focus on proven results. And most importantly, we really care about doing quality work. You can hire anybody out there today to do your marketing, but when you have two guys that are pushing each other to make sure that we're doing the best of the best, you're going to have tremendous results.
All right, so our promise in this video is really just to bring you a ton of value. As we know, every year the digital marketing space becomes more and more competitive. So really our goal is just to give you some easy, actionable things that you can do to start overtaking your competitors. It's going to be dense, so I recommend you take notes.
Definitely.
All right, so in this first slide, we're going to talk about keyword research. There's really three main categories when it comes to keyword research. Buyer intent, number one, you want to make sure they're not just in research phase. You want to make sure they're ready to pull the trigger. Number two is going to be search volume. You're going to spend a ton of time and money and resources going after a particular keyword. You want to make sure it's going to be fruitful. Additionally, competition, right? If you're a new company, you just launched a website, you're not going to have much domain authority, so you're not going to want to go after really competitive keywords. You want to find that low-hanging fruit, the keywords that have good search volume, good buyer intent, but not too much competition.
Once you have a good idea what type of keywords people are searching for in your local market, now you're going to want to structure that in a logical manner to make sure that not only human beings can figure out how to navigate your website, but search engines can too. So let me give you an example. If you're offering installation, repair, and maintenance like most HVAC companies do, you're going to have an initial category that is your services, and you're going to title that page with a specific keyword. Below that, you're going to have HVAC. Below that, you're going to have air conditioning, and then the subfolders of installation, repair, service, maintenance, cleaning, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you find, and structure that so that people can find exactly what they're looking for. And it points to Google and Bing and all these other search engines to let them know that your structure makes sense and it's quality.
All right, so now we're going to talk about on-page SEO. So you've done your keyword research, you've kind of planned out your website structure. Now you actually need to structure your pages. And that entails quite a bit. Number one is getting the keywords that you've actually researched and that you want to target on your actual web page, and then making sure that the website's mobile responsive so that it looks good on desktop, mobile, tablet, making sure that you've got an SSL certificate installed and there's no errors, making sure that your title tags are keyword rich, meta descriptions, those should also have the same similar theme as your title tag. Alt text, just optimizing the kind of code in the background for accessibility purposes, which also allows search engines to read the content, understand what the content's about. Even file names, even if you're uploading a JPEG file, it should have a relevant name. In addition, and finally, and there's a lot more to on-page SEO, is page speed, making sure that your website is loading fast. If you're uploading a 1 megabyte image, that's going to take a lot of time to download if someone's on a slow network.
Now that you kind of know what it entails to build a website, what you need to put on it and why, now you really want to focus on your offsite channels. And the most important one is Google My Business. I mean, some people will argue that it's just as important or even more important than your website, but it's bigger than just plugging in some information and claiming it. You want to make sure that everything is accurate, double check it, triple check it, have somebody look it over and sync everything up to your webmaster tools. Add the details of the services, post regularly, just like social media. And most importantly, get some reviews. If nobody's reviewing your business or it's just blank and nobody's supporting you online on that channel, it's going to be hard for people to really believe the stuff that you're typing. Another thing is, which is really important too, is take advantage of all the tools that Google has to offer. They're constantly beta testing things and rolling new things out. Try them out, learn them, share them with your team, and make sure that you're maximizing your ability to reach new customers.
Now that we've talked about Google My Business, there's actually 50 plus other important business directories and apps out there that you're going to want to sync your information to. That alone can be just overwhelming. It could take you literally days to get your information out to all of these business directories and apps and all these new things that come out. The best thing you can do is use a software service that can actually sync that stuff out to you. Otherwise, you're going to spend days updating that. And then if you change your business hours or you move your address, it's going to take days and days just to update that information again. But also using a software that syncs your services or information out to these 50 plus websites. This is going to allow you to really be proactive and upload other media, photos, video, add other business listing services, all kinds of great stuff. So definitely recommend using a software sync service.
Listen, guys, offsite SEO is bigger than just Google My Business and your general business listings. There's tons of opportunities online for you to dominate your local market, get recommendations, or just general awareness from people in your general area. One of the easiest ways is to use the content that's already on your website to share on offsite channels like social media. When you're able to build connections, join groups, directories, donate, sponsor, run with charities, have guest writers that'll share your content, partnerships, all these things, they can really come together and create this web of quality content.
Rank tracking. This is where it gets fun. So you put in all this work with keyword research, building your website, optimizing on and off page SEO and all this other stuff. But as Peter Drucker said, what gets measured gets managed. And that's important because you want to know where to put your dollars at. What rank tracking is going to do is allow you to see your progress over time, but also find that low hanging fruit. You might find a keyword that's showing up on page 2 that's really important, has a lot of search volume. Having a rank tracker is going to allow you to go ahead and put some more resources into that keyword and push it up into the number 1 position.
Yeah, that's a great point, Nate. And speaking of The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker, he says that computers are logical, but human beings are perceptive. So you have to be able to perceive your lead sources and understand what a quality lead actually looks like. You can do this by recording your phone calls, analyzing form submissions, seeing what's missing, and making sure you're training your team so that everybody's on the same page. If there's not an actual process in place for you to analyze, then you're not going to be able to create meaningful or actionable reporting to follow up your marketing efforts.
Finally, branding. Branding is one of those things that, it can take the eye of a good designer to really solidify and understand what that looks like. For me, I'm kind of the logical side of it. I want to solidify the brand colors. I want to make sure your logo looks good, is nice and clean, and the brand colors match in your logo, as well as just compiling all of your third-party logos, organizing brand imagery and things like that. But this is honestly Jordan's wheelhouse.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you want the cohesion that matters, right? Online, if you have a strong presentation or professionalism about your company, it's going to draw people in, whether you believe it or not. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the aura, the culture, the why and the purpose behind the business and how it makes sense to your customers and how it can be explained in a few words or a few images, right? This stuff trickles down, branding trickles down in all the stuff we talked about, from your website to the design to the structure to your social media stuff, off-site channels, and even the imagery that you have on your site and everywhere else, billboards, wherever you want to promote. The consistency matters, but it has to make sense.
You become a household name through phenomenal branding.
All right, you've made it this far, and we really appreciate you listening to our summarization. At the end of the day, this means you're taking this stuff seriously. That's a big deal, guys, but there's so much more that goes into this. If you want to be the real deal, you have to understand that you can't take baby steps. You can't take shortcuts, and you got to work with a company that knows what they're doing and most importantly cares. We take this very seriously too.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It requires a lot of attention to detail and really constant knowledge, constantly learning. This industry evolves and changes so fast. So what we do is we invite you to do a free consultation with us. Prior to that consultation, we're actually going to take about 2 hours and really analyze your current web presence and bring you a ton of value. And it's not a sales pitch. We're here to help give you some actionable information. So we look forward to talking to you.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.